Hello, our tribe. Welcome to your weekly oracle messages. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of February, I'm offering a love special called the Cupid's Message at the sales price. So if you would like to have that chance and know more details about it, again, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So, Earth signs, I do feel like as a common energy, there's something here in regards to trust, something that some of you need to trust, need to let go of, and just see how it goes without putting so much pressure or fear or, a sense of needing to define and know right away what's going to come out of something, like to let go in order to receive. I feel like some of you have a hard time surrendering and embracing and just going for something in a very instinctual form. Is like you want to have a definition by the book, by the mind, of what's going to happen, of what's going to be. And sometimes that is necessary, but in the beginning phases, or in the phases where it's still in the unknown, because we all go through all of those phases, the unknown into reality to again the unknown. So it's like you want to be dealing with something probably that where you're trying to take a step, like a bigger step than what you're supposed to, because whatever you're looking for definition or understanding or answers, it's not yet the moment. It's like it's not yet the moment where you're going to know. It's the moment where you're going to live. It's the moment where you're going to try something out, and then you will see how it goes. It's like having a plate with a very different dish, right? A very different type of food and condiments, and you have never tried it. You look at it, and a part of you wants to know what that is. You feel attracted to try it, but you're also afraid because you can't define what's in it. It's not the same as knowing that in a plate, you know how lettuce tastes, or meat, or fish, or potatoes, whatever. Yes, they can be seasoned differently, but you know how that element tastes. What I'm feeling here is that this is not something you have ever, for the majority of you, have ever went through, an experience that you have went through, that you know how it goes. And some of you, this is really messing with your minds in ways where you're seeing things, thinking, feeling things that are not real. And some of you are kind of in this, is a moment where you're prone to deceive or be deceived due to the fact that you're not present in your own senses. It's like you're not acting, with your sharp, let's say, the sharp, accurate senses. They're not giving you the feedback, the knowledge. When we receive energy from our physical senses, they all provide information. It's like the information is all scrambled here, and something interfering in you making sense of situations. For some of you, this could just be a sense of a lot of confusion, a sense of a lot of scatteredness within your conscious reality. And so you're trying to pull the fragments and bring everything back together. And in the middle of the chaos and in the confusion and all of that, you're asked to trust that there is a purpose, of course, and a logic to chaos as well, even though in the beginning we might not really see how completely putting things apart is necessary if they're meant to be together. But it's an act as well of, if we wouldn't let things be apart, if we wouldn't, if the chaos wouldn't exist, we would never be able to change and reform and reconstruct, right? Reform what it's not good, what it's not positive. And new things would not happen, new experiences, a new plate of experiences. And I feel like this is for you. It's like a real sense of something brewing, Something is going to be built and defined later. But right now, it's like you're to put things together and to trust that this has a meaning, this has a purpose, even though it feels like it's not right. I feel like some of you are struggling with something being right, but for you it doesn't feel right because it's not how you would naturally go for something. Now, for Taurus, I actually feel like from all the three earth signs, you might be the one that can find that sense of integration, that sense of, or it's like you can bring the pieces, be the first one to bring the pieces together, especially this week, as you do have the will, and you have a very similar reading to Scorpio. So if you're dealing with a Scorpio, if you have Scorpio placements, this could be a strong message for you. You have change, which is the energy of the wheel of fortune, and you also have adventure and integration. So again, some of you might actually enjoy and have some fun if you allow yourself to go with it. You might actually be in a moment where you're going to find that point of understanding of the purpose of the differences, the purpose of the fragments, the purpose of the confusion, or the change that is kind of in your life, and setting things and moving things around and making things be different from what they used to. But it's like a change is happening that is going to put you in a path that it's new, in a path that is bright and colorful. It could even be an adventure, a new opportunity when it comes to finances or work, that it's exciting and that puts you back together in a sense of things are changing or might be changing, and we know that this is the only constant of life. Change is always going to happen one way or another, but you can be in the center. It's like the eye of the storm, right? It's like things are changing and messy and you don't know really what's, and unpredictable in a way, but you are here, you are safe inside. You know where to go when things are hectic, when things are unstable, when things are, for you, Taurus, I feel like a very electrical thing here. It's like a sense of an energetic charge, like it's like lightnings falling here unexpectedly, and there's that reaction of fear, or because you were not waiting for that to happen, and then you need to look at, did it hit something, did it cause any harm, did it what is the effect of this? But still, I feel like the lightnings that are falling in your life are to actually open here a way out of, a cycle into another. And the new one is exciting and at the same time peaceful. Because this card of integration is like the temperance energy, and it's a sense of things coming full circle, things becoming whole again for you, where especially internally, and whereas in the outside things are shifting exactly because you are becoming more integrated. And so if you are becoming more integrated, if you're becoming more at peace with your own self, of course that the things in your conscious reality will shift, will change for the better, because it's like this is the next level. You have reached a point where you have done something that perhaps took you a long time to achieve, and now it's like the next level, and the next level seems quite positive for some of you. Now, as for Virgos, the mind is, this is the sign that I feel like your mind is really messing with you, because you do have the mind card, and here this is like your thoughts, right? Your need to find answers, to know things, to clarify things here in the mind, are not probably working with a situation that is of fire and water, of a situation that is about primal energy, an emotional one, spiritual one. It's like you're dealing with this kind of phoenix energy, a big rebirth. Something is erupting, breaking free emotionally. It's like you're having an emotional, not a breakdown, but a break free, which means that emotions, love situations, again, feelings, even your own spiritual truth and your own spiritual path. There's things here that have been either hidden or I feel like controlled by the mind. It's like your mind has, for some of you, your mind has been letting you to believe that this is not real, or this is not important, or this doesn't have a function, because you cannot explain it, because your mind cannot organize what this is about. This is going with the flow, and this is like the energy of the Ace of Cups, and this is like the energy of strength, which here is called breakthrough. So how do we explain love in the mind, right? How do we justify the experience of love, the presence of divine love, the presence of spiritual bliss in our lives? How do you justify miracles? How do you explain miracles? How do you explain dreams? How do you explain the unattainable, mysterious element of life? And you're like, I feel like some of you are kind of like very in this discovery also energy where you want to study, go deep into trying to figure out something that is puzzling you, or just an enigma of some sorts. It could be about someone, it could be about a situation, it could be of your own being or of existence itself. It's just you're trying to figure something out, and it feels like you're trying to figure something out in the wrong way or in the wrong mind setting, because it's all messed up. And you can see that it's messed up, it's cloudy, it's gray, and it's pushing, putting you in, again, in a mind frame that it's like robotic. As for here, you can see water, and you can see fire, and you can see brightness, and you can see life force. It's a very opposite energy from this one. And I feel like some of you, it's just a matter of accepting the presence of things that transcend the logic or transcend the ways of your that you are used to filter, right, and perceive reality and perceive love and perceive information. Needing to be free from a mindset that is complicating what is simple, such as things of of like are essential, like what makes us connect to another, the bonds, right? How do we explain bonds? How do we explain affection? How do you explain the need for that? You can go towards theories, of course, and study, different human objects here. You study different human experiences as objects of study. That's what I meant. And you can try to figure out how people can also be so primal and so, out of control sometimes, and how emotions go out of control, and how rage and violence and, all, it's like the whole spectrum, I feel, of the feeling, right? From the best ones to the most lower vibration ones are difficult for you somehow, because probably there's an experience triggering this, the sense of, I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to deal with this person. I don't know how to deal with this situation going on with my family, with work, with finances, with my own self. I don't understand. How can I, being this person that I am, centered, logical, right? Always with the right words, with the right analysis, with the right behavior. How can I explain the intensity of feelings that either I'm craving, that you're craving, or that someone is giving or wanting to give to you? projecting towards you, and you're thrown with that like ball of fire, and you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do because it's like a sense of first, it's not your natural habitat, and you're to learn how to be more comfortable with this energy, but also it's a matter of trusting the things you can't logically, objectively understand. For Capricorns, there's issues with dealing with work or finances that are putting you here both in a it's like two sides here. There's Capricorns that are doing actually well when it comes to work and finances or issues of abundance in general, but it's like still not feeling like ever that what you're gaining or what you're receiving is enough, because you keep comparing yourself from what others have, or from what the outer elements in your life are that feel like have more capital, power, beauty, love than you. I feel like some of you are really in this energy of comparing what others have and feeling like you don't have the same. So, and even for Capricorns, as I said, that are doing well, I get a feeling like the relationship you're having with what you have and with what others have is unbalanced. And there's a need to acknowledge that comparing yourself will not take you anywhere, because your path is unique. Your tools are unique. It's like your personal magic. No one else has that. So if you compare, how can you compare yourself to another when in reality there are things in common, but then there's others that are so particular to each individual. That's why we individuate. So why you're comparing another's success, another's achievements to your own, and how do you see yourself when it comes to your achievements, your ability to achieve, your ability to go out and be happy and have fun? Where is this gate? What is this gate? Where and what is this gate keeping you from achieving? I feel like for some of you, there's a sense of no matter what you do, you're always on the other side. It's like feeling separated from, it's like feeling like you have the money or you have the power and the status, but you don't have the fun or the love or the spiritual bliss, or feeling like you have the spiritual bliss or you have the love, but you don't have the prosperity you would like to have, or the family support or the family unit, feeling like doomed if you do, doomed if you don't kind of energy. And that's why the main one is this beautiful abundance card, which is the energy kind of the King of Pentacles. This is like telling you that real abundance is bringing into union, into fusion, spirit and matter. You need both. We need both. We are both. And even money, the energy of money is both. So don't look at your reality in just one way, and don't look at yourself and your struggles, whatever it is that you're dealing with, in one way. Look to the other side. Look to the full package, the full compound here, both of who you are, but also the situations that are concerning you, so that you can bring them closer. You can unite them, not separate them. And when you're comparing, or when you're giving yourself that sense of, I don't have as the other half, I'm missing on this, I'm missing on that, they have that, they don't deserve that, how come I didn't receive that yet? It's understandable that we all go through phases like that, but if you give that power, and especially if this is something that has been with you a long time, if you give that power to that sense of, because you're focusing too much on what others have, that's more of what you kind of deal with and attract, and the more left out you will feel, because you're not putting the focus in you. How can I achieve more for myself? How can I bring more for myself? And you focus on your world, on the whole beauty you want to have in your life. You're not looking to the happiness that's going on in someone else's life. You are looking to create your own happy life, your own happy bubble environment, right? Your abundance, your abundant, luxurious life. It's I feel like some of you are dealing with this a long time because you can see the child and the man. So some of you are, there are some of you Capricorns that struggle with money, career, soul purpose. From a young age, it could be that there's a sense of strong contrast when it comes to themes of the material world, like working so much to receive so little, or working so much, receiving materially so much as well, but then not being happy, not being at least as happy as you see others being, or you see what the general recipe of full happiness should be. What if your recipe for happiness is different from others? Just because someone is having money, or having the perfect family, or having the perfect house, it doesn't mean that that works for you. You are a unique being, and I feel like some of you Capricorns need to look at this, look at yourself in a more unique form. It's like you are generalizing something that is of your own, like specialness. Your specialness is not compared, is not sold, is not found anywhere else, is already with you. So I hope you have a great week. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.